foundations. I know it's better to start with practice, but I think it's very good to have a few key understanding of what I mean when I talk about the commons and energy as a commons. So common goods or commons are things like water that we all need to live and that do not belong to somebody but belong to all. And that's how I understand the concept of commons, at least for this talk. So since a few years I got interested in the movement of community energy in Germany, and I also got involved in the Commons network. And that was a very good way to relate the grassroots movement that I could observe around me and the more theoretical framework of the commons. And I think that it gives a lot of very useful keys to approach the structure of the energy system. So I selected these two pictures because I think they illustrate pretty well what I'm talking about and the differences between energy used as a commodity or treated as a common good. On the one hand, and that's the picture above, energy is produced to make profit, and even if it's green energy, and we are just clients and consumers of it. Our decision power basically is restricted to choose between different energy providers, different companies. On the other hand, and that's the picture below, energy is produced to respond to a need, and we are producers and consumers at the same time, and there's a word for it, which is prosumer. We can decide together with our neighbors on the system we want to have. Another very important difference is that by considering energy as a commodity, the incentive is to produce as much of it as possible to make more profit. And by considering it a common good, the incentive or the motivation is to produce what we need, and therefore to start saving it, because we don't need to make profit. One last thing I wanted to mention, because I have this comment very often, is that considering energy as a common good doesn't mean that it becomes free, like free of charge. It leaves us the latitude to adapt the prices to our needs. So we can control the prices and we can make sure that everybody has access to it, because that's also the the important part of treating energy as a commons. And once again, you can think of water. Water has a price, but the idea is to make water available to everybody. Not to consume tremendous amounts of water and waste it, but just to have access to it. And I think that's the way we should look at energy. So basically, for me, these are the goals of treating energy as a commons, is to provide access and control to people on their energy system, to speed up the energy transition, and that means also saving energy and selecting renewables. And in the end, and I think it's important in this time of intense political crisis, is to re-enfranchise people, to give people the power of choosing for themselves. So first I wanted to show you or to talk about really quickly about the first form of organization that is treating energy as a commons, and that's the cooperative movement. There are many cooperatives, energy cooperatives throughout Europe, and I cite here a few from the Netherlands, so the Windvogels, Amsterdam Energie, and Riscope being the European Federation of these renewable energy cooperatives throughout Europe. You have to see that the financial structure, the size of the cooperative, and the investment schemes can be very different from one cooperative to another, but they have a few things in common. potentially they have an advantage over cooperatives, I think, is that they can be more inclusive in the sense that all inhabitants of the cities are potentially members. So if things are done in using a governance mode which is similar to the cooperative one, then people are decision makers and they own the infrastructure, which I think has very important advantages. But we will see, going through these examples, that it is not necessarily the case. So let's start with Hamburg. And so compared to the first slide where we saw this advertisement of the energy utility, the municipal electricity utility, this utility has been privatized somewhere in the 90s, a very classical story. And I have to first go a little bit through the structure of the energy system in Germany. So basically you have grid operators, which are also called TSO, and they are the operators and the owners of the networks. So the electricity networks, the gas networks, and the heating networks. These companies get a concession for 20 years, which is given by the federal state. Then, so basically they are quasi-monopoles, these grid operators. Then there's the energy providers. There are plenty of them. They operate power plants and commercialize energy. And they are users of the grid, basically. So in Hamburg, the concession for the networks ran out in 2013. And at that time, and a bit before it ran out, the municipality and some people in the city decided that they wanted to regain control on the pricing of energy and on the design of the energy system. Basically, they wanted to have more renewables to reduce their CO2 emission, and because they had set some targets within the city climate plan. And so, first, a municipal energy utility was grounded, which is called Hamburg Energie, and it's a daughter of the water utility. As of now, it operates, buys and sells regional renewable energy within Hamburg. And then, in 2010, citizen initiative was grounded, called Unser Hamburg, Unser Netz, and their aim was to fully remunicipalize the energy networks. So they organized a referendum, which they won in 2013, and therefore the state was pushed to fully remunicipalize, to buy back these networks, so basically from Vattenfall. And that's what happened for the electricity grid in 2014. It was bought back by Hamburg, a municipality, and they got the concession to operate it for 20 years. And they bought basically this Stromnetz Hamburg, this grid operator. And the plan is that in 2018 and in 2019, the gas network and the district heating network will also be bought back. So this is quite a move, and there has been also very interesting developments since 2013. Because what is missing here, and I already mentioned it, is the democratic control. Basically, in Hamburg, even though they are remunicipalized, users remain users or clients and not shareholders. And they cannot take any decision. So somewhere, I think in 2012, was granted an energy cooperative called Energienetz, which is also working on the mode of one member, one vote. And they wanted to buy back the networks, but they couldn't make it. in Hamburg. And they also have a strong motivation to push new ideas. And here I will show you just one example of what they are pushing for. And it's within this Bern dialogue. They have some conferences and talk about alternative sources of heating. And so you have to see in Hamburg the district heating network is pretty big. It's more than 470,000 homes are connected to it. That's the image you see on the top panel. And the only thing is that it's completely or almost completely relying on fossil fuels. And all these black and blue dots that you see are the power plants that are now operated by Vattenfall. And as I said, almost only relying on fossil fuels, so coal, oil, and gas. And what this cooperative is proposing, and that's the scheme you see at the bottom, is to use the warmth produced by a copper furnace, and that's this little that's called Arubis on the slide. I don't know if you can read it. It's basically on the other side of the river, and they would recuperate this warmth and feed it to the network, which seems to be a very interesting idea. So yeah, that's it for Hamburg. We will see a bit how it develops in the future, and especially when they will buy back the gas and heating networks. And let's move now to Berlin, and I will try to go fast because I see my time is almost over.
It's easy to write on the screen now. You have 1 minute left. So
yeah, okay. I will try to go pretty fast through that. So basically, the story is pretty much the same. The concession ran out, so they had the referendum, but the referendum didn't make it, so they didn't have enough vote to fully remunicipalize. So what happened is that the state now has received applications for the gas network and the electricity grid. And here I just want you to notice that there are the white circles are the municipal utilities. The gray circles are private companies, and the dashed white and gray are very interesting things. They are civil, private, public partnerships. So, for instance, in the lower cycle, this dash cycle, we can see Bürgerenergie Berlin. And Bürgerenergie Berlin is the cooperative in Berlin, and it got associated to a company and to the land of Berlin to get to operate the grid, basically. So there's something completely different happening here in Berlin. And what I wanted to mention, and I think that's very important for you in Groningen, is that what we see from Berlin is that you need both very strong civic or civil movement, and who triggers basically these remunicipalization processes, and then the politics might be the enabler of this process. Because what happened is that things were completely shut off until last September 2016, when we got municipal elections, and a coalition formed by SPD, so the Social Democrats, Die Linke, the left, and the Greens came together, and they are in favor of this remunicipalization, and they are also in favor of adopting these governance modes from the cooperative. So we might be here in Berlin in a condition where we will not only remunicipalize, but also adopt new governance modes. So here is a few take-home messages. I let you read that. It's nothing really new, except perhaps the combined network, which is an idea coming from the Berlin example as well. But for those who are interested, we can stay in contact, and I can answer some more questions afterwards. So, but I wanted to thank you all for your attention, and I hope you are not
Thank you.